Taxation remains the main source of revenue for most developing countries, accounting for up to 50% of all government revenues. Kenya has been financing up to 95% of its budget from internally generated sources, largely because of various tax reforms carried out in the last 5 years. The government now intends to further review the tax regime during the upcoming budget as it looks forward to increased tax revenues to fund a massive infrastructure program.
Trying to remove some of the types of incentives that had been introduced into the VAT tax regime that have not necessarily proved to be useful or helpful, and in many ways have actually resulted in leakages.
Uhuru spoke at the opening of a regional conference convened to brainstorm on how to mobilize more resources for sub-Saharan African countries in the wake of reduced aid assistance following the 2009 global economic meltdown.
Because of the loss of revenues in advanced countries, these countries start cutting back on foreign aid.
There are, however, several options open to African governments, and one of them is sourcing for funds on the international market by issuing bonds.
And you have to make sure you take the money that the country would borrow from the international market and spend it wisely, so in fact that there's a capacity to repay in due course.
The two-day forum on revenue mobilization for sub-Saharan Africa has been convened by the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to help African governments formulate new ways to generate additional revenue. Henry Githaiga, Citizen Business.